What's going on, everybody? It's Virtual Handouts 24. Today we're going to do the test between the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus with Resident Evil 4 and the Legion Go S Z1 Extreme. We'll try to use the same settings and see what kind of frame rates we get. So let me turn it up. There's an issue with audio stuttering, and to uninstall the driver, if you want to do that, you gotta do a bunch of things for this, or you can just disable the AI booster, which I just did. So now the audio works just fine. Will I do that? Maybe when I get time, because you gotta go into recovery mode, you gotta do a bunch of stuff, and then reinstall. It's just I don't have the time to do that. So let's go to options. So we're going to options, graphics, preset. We'll do balanced just to make it fair, and then we'll do main story, new game. I'll zoom in, not too much. Oh.
September 30th.
Skip. Chapter 1. Alright. Okie dokie, artichoke. So, alright. We're just gonna take a moment here to make sure that that's in 30 watts. And then continue. So all right. All right, so if we, which one to start? This one. If we go to options, 1200p. So, I mean, I'm not gonna customize this. Probably like to get better performance. I thought balance would help out. But this is what the settings are for that. All right, let's quit game, because we're getting like 40 frames a second there. Let's go main story. Alright, let's go to options, and then let's do presets. Recommended. Alright. And there's our, I mean, look at that. 18 gigs for virtual RAM and 31. It's ridiculous. Okay. Now let's do it this way. We'll continue. Oh, whatever. We'll just do continue on the other one. Alright, that's better. I mean, the Legion Go S, to be quite honest, was getting about the same frame rates, but there was huge stutters. Like right here, with, let's say 39, 40 frames a second. And I'm sure we could get higher frame rates if we customize the settings, but for the sole sake of like just Auto lock is really good. I forgot how to play this game. Alright, but here's the test. Alright, recommended. His facial and his hair, they don't look blurry. It looks decent. But again, our frame rates, you know, unless we super customize these settings, just recommended is not really working for this game. Sometimes we're in 40, but doesn't really go higher. I would not recommend playing this way. Would have to customize the settings more and turn things off to get higher frame rates. But out of the box, you know, this is what I was kind of like looking forward to doing. And then let's go to quick game. And then we'll see if there's one more option. Reduce the demand of your system without any drop in image quality. Ray tracing will be turned off. I mean, recommended. Oh, okay, well maybe that's not the way to go. Alright. Let's see if there's a difference. Ooh, it went up. Wow, what a huge difference. I mean, again, you could tinker and stuff, but this is what I was talking about. Just out of the box, can we get above 60 with just a preset? And there you go. We're at 70 frames a second. That was my bad. Yeah, okay. Still above 60, which is good. Oh, we dipped. Kick to the face. Oh wait, that's not a kick. I like how he tilts his gun sideways as he gets closer. Okay, so we're still above 60. Still above 60, that's good. Okay. I mean, again, we could do other things to keep it even more above 60, but I just want to see, without doing much of anything, can we just go straight to plane? I broke my knife. What's kick? Kick is something. It's not that. What is kick? Alright, so this is pretty good, and he doesn't look too janky either. Details are alright. When nothing's going on, we're in the high 60s, just over 70. When stuff's going on, we get 60 and sometimes just below 60. Impressive. Now we'll quit the game, and then we'll move on to the Legion Go SZ1 Extreme and see how it holds up. Alright. So I was kind of impressed with that. That's not bad. Let's do this. Alright. Yeah, play anyway. I don't want Steam in the background. I guess we have no choice because I didn't update that file. But maybe we can close that. Cool. Alright. So see, and then my AMD, the super Radiant Super Resolution is disabled, but everything else is on. We'll see what the difference is, and we'll go to options and just do the same one. What was it? Personal performance. And then you can see we got the RAM is 32, and then the virtual RAM is actually a little higher. But the RAM is 23 because we're using 8 gigs for virtual RAM, which gives the total apparently almost 20. But everything else should be this close to this similar or same. And then we'll go to load game and we'll do the same thing. Let me also make sure that this is in performance because the other one was in 30 watts. And then we'll go here and we'll do all so you can see. Look at that. Okay. So we'll see how this holds up. Right now it's beating it, which is unreal. But the battery life, you're gonna see 2 hours. But the cool thing is it's not plugged in. But we're getting 96 frames a second. Man, I want to recommend this thing so bad, but it's so damn expensive. Just wait. And the MSI Claw was in performance mode. It was at 30 watts. I didn't customize the TDP or anything, I just left it alone. But you know what? There is some stuttering going on with this version, even though we're getting extremely higher frame rates. But you guys can be the judge. Get off me. If only they put a bigger battery in this thing and then made it what the price it was, I would say get this. If you want to get the SteamOS version, you'll get better, slightly better performance because of the SteamOS, no Windows in the background. But my Windows now, just from watching YouTube videos, is I customize all these PCs to have like nothing going on really and constantly check for updates so that doesn't get in the way. With the MSI Claw, it's a lot of work. I gotta do something with the audio because there's a stuttering issue with the latest driver, but I just, like I said, disabled the audio API boost or something, and that took care of the stutter, but it's not like it's not fixed. But yeah, look at that. Those frame rates are nuts. We're in the hundreds. You know what though? Even though it says we're FPS is in 100, 103, 101, it doesn't feel like it's, you know, it doesn't feel like we're well over 60, you know? It just feels normal. But I think the MSI Claw looked better visually. You can see his hair he's got the jaggies. So whatever the preset for this device based off the specs is gonna be slightly different than the MSI Claw. But the MSI Claw has a bigger battery, and you can get those kind of same frame rates, like 60, 70 with only 17 watts if you customize the settings to your liking. And so you can reduce the battery strength, or the output of the battery, I should say. And then on top of that, you could get the same kind of frame rates as we just did. I'm just doing it the lazy way. So I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't install the game on the ROG Ally X, but I figured it would be somewhere slightly less than this because of the less RAM, but it's the same chip and everything. But as you can see, our battery went from 2 hours to now 1 hour and 15 minutes. So you gotta keep that in mind. If you're gonna play a game natively, you're not gonna be able to really, you know, if you're on the go and you got a charger, you know, road trip or something, I guess. But there's just, I still, I did that on purpose too. I wanted to see if we drop, and it went up instead. So that's, I can't believe we're playing at 100 frames apparently, but that's nuts. All right, so it looks like this one won, the Legion Go S. We probably have to mess around with the MSI Claw settings to you know, see if I can improve performance and maybe, you know, take it down wattage and still maybe keep up with this thing. But either way, the MSI Claw did go over 60, at times 70, but the same preset with the Z1 Extreme Legion Go S, we got over 100 frames a second. Yeah, it looked crappy though, but we got over 100 frames a second, which is their default recommended, you know, performance setting, whatever that is. So that was interesting. I guess I'll have to do more testings and just make the settings exactly the same to see what the difference would be. I think the MSI Claw might come ahead with saving power and then power to performance, and then this might lose. Even with the same presets, as you can see, it did look a little better on the MSI Claw, so whatever that's doing or whatever that had recommended turned on might be causing the performance to turn or to be lower, but then the visual does look better, and then you're still getting 60. With this, it went straight for like, don't make it look too crappy, but get over 100 frames a second. But I think that's again because all of the RAM. And then I went into the BIOS and dedicated 8 gigs of RAM too, so that's gotta definitely help with the situation. I feel like that game's fairly new to test, but I know other games are getting to the point where even 8 gigs of virtual RAM is not enough. They're demanding more. So that's where the limitations of this is going to be. I think the Legion Go 1, the first version, you could dedicate 16 to the BIOS, which is cool, but then I think it only comes with 16 gigs of RAM, so I'm not sure how that would work. Or not that it comes with 16 gigs of RAM. I think you can do 16 gigs of RAM, a virtual RAM. And it has 16 gigs of RAM, so it might, you know, outperform this based off that. But I mean, this was still very, very impressive. Stay tuned. I'll get another video posted probably either tomorrow with more PC testing on these handhelds. I am going to be returning the Legion Go S. If anybody wants me to do, like, I don't know, I guess, I don't know why you'd want, but if you want a comparison between this and that, or with the Resident Evil 4 game, I'll gladly show it off. There's this, like with the Legion Go S though, here, let me see if it even has power. Let's turn it on. I'll pause it. Alright. It's gotta load up, but I put a bunch of games on here. Not for playing, but for ripping to Steam. Or ripping from Steam to transfer over to Android. I did it the legal way. Well, not really, because I replaced the file that makes it work. This thing is janky as all hell. I might have deleted Resident Evil 4. And if that's the case, then we're going to be SOL. And I didn't go into the BIOS with this, but I should, because you can adjust it and give it more RAM, virtual RAM too. That could definitely help. Okay, well, launch it from Steam, whatever. Unable to create shortcut. Steam interface user, yeah, because I probably stole it or replaced the file. Yep. Alright, well, that's that. I'll have to get that fixed. Still think this is a great buy, but just wait till it goes down to $500, which it will. And once it does, man, this is going to be a great streaming device, and you could get away with some indie games, some any older game you want to play, like Prototype or anything from the past 10 years is going to play just fine on here. And the AAA games, you know, don't expect more than 30 frames a second unless you really tweaks the settings to get 60. It's just not built for it. Plus the battery is the same too, and you've seen what that is with just whatever recommended preset settings I put on Legion Go S. I gave it 2 hours, then 1 hour and 15 minutes, so not recommended. But it's still a great, comfortable handheld, and it's still great for streaming and such. And I mean, if you need get a dock for it, you got yourself a computer too. Be a decent, like, I guess a laptop computer equivalent, almost. Maybe not. Half a laptop, maybe. That broke 68U. But I still love this thing. I still have love for it, but I don't need to. So we'll see. If anybody wants me to show off Resident Evil 4 and the Legion Go S, not the Z1 Extreme, basically, let me know. And I'll post a video of that. I just gotta fix the file because I updated it with that file to replace to get Steam games working on one later. But I could just re-download it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day.